So what is President Obama's legacy going to be? How much of it will survive the incoming Trump administration? Earlier on, I spoke to Derek Chollet, who is a former special assistant to President Obama and who was also a White House advisor to President Bill Clinton. I began by asking him what it was like working for Barack Obama.
Well, behind the scenes, it's very similar to what you see publicly. He's a very measured leader emotionally. He's very thorough. He's very serious, but he's extremely impressive. The president that the world saw once again last night in his farewell address, someone with big ideas who can speak eloquently about the challenges in the world and his hopes for the United States and the world at large, is very much the same president one sees behind closed doors.
What does he consider his legacy to be?
Well, I think a lot of it you heard last night, and I think he inherited a situation 8 years ago where at home and abroad, the United States was in a very perilous position. And over the course of the last 8 years, with a lot of tough decisions that have been made, he's put the United States in a better position to try to help bring the world together to tackle the most challenging problems that we face. There's still a long to-do list for the next president, but he's often talked about how being president of the United States is being a relay racer in which one inherits a situation, has to do the best they can with the time that they've got, and then pass the baton to a new leader. And I think he feels pretty good about the legacy that he is turning over to President-elect Trump.
And he's passing the baton and making a few last-minute changes, specifically to America's relationship with Russia.
Well, the U.S. relationship with Russia has been extremely complicated throughout his presidency and, of course, long before his presidency. Early in the administration, when President Putin was then the prime minister and we had President Medvedev of Russia, the U.S. and Russia were able to come to agreement on some things that were very important to the United States, like the Iran nuclear sanctions, which helped lay the groundwork for the nuclear deal. Reducing the number of nuclear weapons and working together to open up a resupply route into Afghanistan. But of course, since Vladimir Putin returned to power, or at least we should say formally returned to power in late 2010, early 2011, the U.S.-Russia relationship has been extremely complicated, increasingly antagonistic, and that is a situation that the new president will inherit. Unfortunately, what we've seen recently is that the new president has a very different perspective on Russia than certainly the Obama administration or frankly most of the Western world, looking at Russia more as a partner than someone to be worried about.
A lot of people have enjoyed the more personal moments, President Obama singing on stage or appearing on comedy shows, and Michelle, his wife, as well. Just to finish off, Derek, do you think we're going to see a bit more of that once they leave the White House?
I think we will. I think the Obamas are more than political figures. They've been cultural leaders and in many ways cultural pioneers for the United States. They both are extraordinarily popular. President Obama is leaving office with extremely high approval ratings, I think the highest, near the highest ever of his entire presidency. And I expect that as time goes on, President Obama will be even more and more admired, both for what he achieved as president, but also for the kind of person he is. And I think that's something that the American people and the world actually will miss moving forward.
Many thanks indeed.
Thank you.